Hey.
Everyone is
Hi.
seated.
Hello?
Dakota, just
Yeah.
go ahead and cue your music and
Yep.
start time whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take my music, please. Is it going? That sounds good. Yeah. Is everyone ready? Everyone feel okay? We're good? Go ahead and with the music. Is it going? We're good? Let's go music. And time. Hello and welcome. When they announced the return of US Coffee and Good Spirits, I was super excited to serve you drinks that I've been making over the past 2 years while it's away. I'm going to go ahead and make some coffee for a beverage that I'm going to use later, so get comfortable and I'll be right back. So my first beverage that I'm going to serve you today is my cold designer drink. This was inspired by a beverage I made many times at my home throughout quarantine. I challenged myself to create a delicious coffee cocktail with ingredients I had around my home. Now, the coffee I'm using today is a pink Bourbon variety grown in the Huila region of Colombia. This is grown by Jose. Seconds. Now I'm pulling this over chilled whiskey rocks to bring the temperature down so it's immediately consumable. The base notes of this coffee are confectionery sweetness and an intense citric acidity that pairs well when paired with my other ingredients. The base spirit is 1 ounce of Rittenhouse rye, which lends a subtle rye spice and a light peach sweetness. I've split the spirit base with 1 ounce of Amaro Lusano, a dark Italian Amaro that lends an herbal complexity to the beverage. I'm also adding 3/4 of an ounce of lemon and orange juice, which adds acidity to the beverage. I'm also adding a pre-portioned amount of pasteurized egg white, which will lend an elegant texture to the beverage when paired with a dry shake and added agitation. Lastly, I'm adding 1/2 ounce of lightly salted maple syrup, which will pair well with the rye whiskey, and it will stabilize the proteins in the egg white, which will create an amazing foam. Once the dry shake's complete, I'm adding 1 large rock of perfectly clear ice, which will chill and dilute the beverage, but the dilution will be minimal due to the absence of air bubbles, which will minimize fracturing when shaking. I'm serving this beverage at 55 degrees. The base notes of this beverage are melted orange creamsicle in both flavor and in texture. I'm also expressing orange over the top to allow an orange aroma as you sip, which you may do now. The base notes for this drink, like I said, melted orange creamsicle, baking spice, and finish with ginger snap. The tactile is elegant as you sip through the cold meringue foam to the medium milk-like weight beverage below. This beverage could easily be served in a high-end cocktail bar with cold coffee concentrate substituted instead of espresso. I enjoy drinking this cocktail beside my garden with the companionship of my dog and my partner. Enjoy. So moving on to my hot designer drink. This beverage I chose to serve you, which you can find on the menu of any of our cafes at Onyx Coffee Lab. This is an accessible beverage, and so I've chosen an accessible coffee. This coffee that I've chosen is our Monarch Blend. It's a dark roasted blend of Colombian and natural Ethiopian coffees, which lends a dark chocolate note as well as a note of dried berries. I brewed this in a clever at a 1:13 ratio, which will add a concentrated coffee flavor. I've paired this with a sucanat simple syrup, which is a molasses-heavy cane sugar, which will lend a nice sweetness with the dark roasted coffee. My base spirit is Plantation's Original Dark Rum, which will lend a plum sweetness when paired with the coffee. I'm topping this beverage with a cold cream, which I've done a light whip to, which will complement the light vanilla note in the rum. I've chosen to serve this beverage just like we do it in our cafes, with a dusting of cacao and a rose to elevate the experience. This beverage is served at 130 degrees, dropping to an even lower temperature when you sip through the cold cap on top, as you should do now. The base notes of the beverage are plum, vanilla, and it finishes with a nice grilled pineapple sweetness. We easily batch this drink in our cafes, utilizing espresso and hot water instead of brewed coffee. We also have added rum at special events in the past. The tactile is medium and mouth coating. With high-end beverages being the cornerstone of hospitality, it's been my pleasure to bring you two beverages that just give you a glimpse into what it's like to visit us in Arkansas. I hope you enjoyed, and that'll be my time.
Dakota, Graff, Onyx Coffee Lab, everyone. I think you have to join me over here so that I don't lose my voice again. All right, how do you feel?
Good. Calm, Yeah, I feel pretty good. Yeah.
That was smooth. That was
Thanks.
silky, man. That was
Thank you.
Oh God. So I love the fact that you shook your cold drink with one large cube.
Yeah.
Really helps with like the amount of the dilution and the chill and everything else. Was that your first go? Like when you do a shake and drink?
It's not, but this is my third time competing in this competition, and I've realized that ice is just as important of an ingredient as anything else I'm adding. And so it was super nice that I just prepared some ice, because the ice backstage is like, it'll dilute really quickly, and I just wanted my drink to hold up with all that tactile and all that flavor.
So you mentioned that it was perfectly clear. Did you have to like source ice here, or were you able to make that yourself?
I made it using a perfect ice mold.
Nice.
Yeah, so I just walked to George Howell and put it in the freezer, and like thanked the cafe manager many times for letting me take a little bit of freezer space. And
Forceful.
yeah.
Yeah, and your second drink looked amazing as well.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that the first cocktail could be something served in a high-end cocktail bar.
Yeah.
You took this inspiration from something you already serve at Onyx, I think.
Yeah.
And for the audience, two of the score categories in this competition is both creativity, but then also how likely could you serve your cocktails in a cocktail serving setting in real life. So did you take a lot of inspiration from your menu at Onyx?
100%. It's like, I mean, it's pretty much exactly how we serve it, like I said in my routine in the cafes. And we've actually served this exact drink at some special events with this same rum. And so it was really easy for me to look at a drink that is functional in a cafe, is super delicious, it's a huge crowd favorite, and we serve it in every single one of our cafes. And I just love it. Like it's just super tasty. I'm not super keen on hot coffee cocktails. They're really challenging.
They're hard.
Yeah, and so it was just, it's just an easy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyone out there you want to say hi or thank?
Yeah, I mean, we're rolling super deep. We have a crew of 14 at Onyx Coffee Lab. I would encourage you all to stop by our booth, say hi. We would love to serve you coffee. And but yeah, I mean, thanks to the Onyx crew. Everybody keeps everything going. And thank you to the volunteers. Everyone's killing it. We have super minimal resources over here at Coffee and Good Spirits. I want to see this competition grow. And volunteers are a super important part of that. And so thank you, volunteers. It means a ton to me and to everybody watching. So thank you.
All right, Dakota. Thank you so much again. Always
Thanks.
a pleasure watching you. Dakota Graff, Onyx Coffee Lab, Bentonville, Arkansas. And with that concludes our day one at the Coffee and Good Spirits Championship. We will start afresh tomorrow with our first competitor at 11:40. So circle back around to us here then. We will see you tomorrow.